everyone, and welcome to a special post-Diver event podcast. So, first of all, before we get into anything, I have some follow-up. I'm wrong. The show notes links that I've been saying in the podcast and using the descriptions have been wrong. There are numbers between the post part and then the episode number, like there's a string of numbers. So without those numbers, it doesn't work. So I've changed all the descriptions to match up, so they're all good. But what I say in the episodes are not. So I won't be saying them in the episodes anymore, but I'll continue linking them in description. And likewise, you can find the show notes for this episode in the description. Also, I realized that I mispronounced Henry Wong's original name in the last episode, and it's actually pronounced Genra, but I didn't remember that it was pronounced that way until the morning after when I'd already uploaded it, and I didn't really feel like going back into it and making it a change and then re-uploading it. So I guess I can just be wrong for one episode, I guess.
Who was General Wong?
It's Lee Genera, and he's a character in season 3.
I will take your word for it.
Because we were talking about how they change names if they're a bit too complicated or not considered normal names.
Oh, yeah.
For a Western market.
Alright, I remember that now.
Still why they didn't change Kawagamon, I guess. I guess Kawagamon sounds cool. And why they changed Nanomon into Datamon, I don't know.
What's the Eggmon again?
Digitamamon?
That's another one.
Yeah. There are a few where it could have been changed and wasn't, but then there are also a few where they changed and they shouldn't have, but I guess they must have thought there was a good reason. But I guess Kawagamon still sounds cool. First of all, I hope everyone had a good Odaiba day. I cosplayed as Tri-Mimi mostly, and got mixed reviews about what I look like with long hair. I was wearing a wig. My hair didn't magically grow really long for a day. I did also do a quick Taichi cosplay, and I mimicked the Today's August 1st screen cap from Home Away from Home. That was pretty cool. The fear that you see in the photo is actually real fear because my selfie stick decided it wanted to drop the iPhone because it's not very good at slightly short distance. It only works at long distances. So it kept on falling. So that's actually real fear you see in that photo.
My Odaiba Day celebration was putting up with May when she did all of this stuff.
Yeah, but it was fun stuff. It was cosplay. So we're going to be discussing the trailer, and I guess there could be some semi-spoilers if you're new to Digimon if you watch the trailer.
You mean the trailer?
The trailer, yeah. So first of all, we see, and I think this is an interesting part. So I will be talking about the parts that I find interesting from the trailer. They might not be necessarily what other people find interesting. But first of all, I noticed we have, I think, 4 new characters. We've got a slightly annoyed person, and I don't know if it's what their gender is. It's hard to tell. But they've got short brown hair and they're looking at the phone and they look really disgruntled. So I really think I really hope this person is an interesting character. Like, I also kind of hope that they're non-binary, but I'm probably wrong. But I can at least hope until Try's release in November, right?
You've heard of Japan, right?
I know, but I know, like,
Japan eats gender roles for lunch every day.
But there are non-binary characters. Like, I still maintain that Naoto from Persona 4 is non-binary.
Like, kind of, but handled in almost the worst way you can, where at the end, that you're really mixed between yes, they are, and I've accepted myself as a woman now.
Yeah, but it's pretty blurred.
You take from it what you want.
And what about Chihiro from Danganronpa?
That story is not very well explored. Let's put it that way.
It's still close enough to being non-binary and, against the gender norm.
Yeah, those moments exist, but again, I wouldn't call them handled well. And I think if you get your representation, you'd want it to be good. And
Yeah.
Japan's track record on non-binary representation is not amazing.
I do have faith in Digimon, though, and I can at least hope so until November. A lot of people on the internet seem to think that it's a boy. A lot of people actually think that it's a character from season 2 called Ken, and there's like pretty big disagreement about whether it's Ken or not. I don't think it looks like Ken. I don't really see how people can see Ken, but I guess if they can have that theory. And you know what? It might be. I guess it's been a long time. Joe and Mimi look slightly different from what they did in the first season, I guess. Hang on, I'll just send you what Ken looks like so you know who I'm talking about.
Well, I was about to say, I know two Kens. There's the one that goes with Barbie, and there's the one that fights Ryu. Those are the only Kens I know. I haven't watched season two. I'm not looking forward to watching season two.
Season two's better. Like,
Really?
yeah, I think so.
I thought it got worse and then three got better.
No, it gets better.
Well,
Like,
hey, I guess I'll find out. So I don't know any Ken. What I do know is the way that animation works to an extent and the way media likes to portray itself, and especially something really nostalgia based, like is this 10 or 15 years anniversary?
16 now.
Yeah, close enough. A big anniversary event, all right? And it's very heavily nostalgia based to the extent where they have like a remix of the original like opening theme.
Yep.
If there's going to be a returning character, it's not going to be a mystery, right? It's going to be like, is that them? Because that's bad character design. The
Yeah.
reason you know it's Joe is because they've designed it in a way that while he's changed, you know it's Joe. Also, I mean, there's context, obviously.
Yeah. So I've sent you an image of Ken from season two and the character that people are saying is Ken. I personally don't think it would be
Red is definitely not Ken. Hair color is different.
an eye color.
Hair color, eye color, and no Digimon to speak of.
Well, a lot of them don't have Digimon with them. The
Yeah,
only
but you,
proper
you
Digimon
see them
shown.
all later.
Yeah.
Every kid who has a Digimon is shown to have one.
See, I think this is a new character. I mean, and I'm not going to be pissed off if it's Ken. There's nothing wrong with Ken.
You know what this
Really.
looks like? You know what I'm guessing it might be?
What?
Like a reporter who's investigating the mysterious events.
That is such an anime thing.
Yeah, and they're gonna try and find out what it is and find out the Digimans. And then she'll be the chosen investigator woman who
So
prevents the
it's Naruto.
apocalypse.
What I'm hearing is it's straight up
That'd
Naruto.
be the coolest thing ever. Honestly, let's be real, Digimon are basically just personas.
Yeah.
Hey, look, your persona can be Loki the trickster god. It's just cooler.
Anyway, so the another character is the same same like clip that we saw in the first try trailer, but it was a bit closer, I think, of the girl under the bridge holding the cat like Digimon, I think. And so this one, she's pretty shrouded in mystery. A lot of people seem to think that the Digimon evolves into Alphamon, which we saw in the first try trailer, and like she's an evil Digidestined.
She's Negakari.
But she's got that glasses reflection of mystery. So
I forget in the trailer, did she do the pushing her glasses up with one finger thing?
no, she just stands there. She's holding her cat. Well,
Okay.
cat Digimon.
I maintain that if you have any kind of cat, you are definitely the antagonist.
And then we have a girl with long black hair who basically looks like your typical like that character in anime who's like the typical Japanese woman, Yukiko from Persona. She's got that sort of
Did you talk about my waifu?
so she just has that sort of look that she's that priestess sort of Miko character with a probably very polite, much waifu.
Actually, could you take that comment about waifus out?
Why?
I feel really stupid for saying that.
But Yukiko's your waifu.
Also, I didn't stick with her till the end.
I accidentally cheated on Yukiko by mistake
With who?
with Rise because it was like hug her or don't, and I was like, oh okay, I guess I can hug Rise. That's nice. It's
That
nice to
is
hug your friends.
that is exactly what happened to me.
So I hugged her, and then I was like, oh, we're together now, and I was like, that's not what I meant to do.
There's another character. I think you saw her as well. The from the drama club.
Oh yeah, oh
Her father is dying, and you go to give her a hug, and it's like you're her boyfriend now.
no, it's either no, the part where that you can turn her down is you either say I love you or you walk away while her back is turned, and I walked away and I felt like oh
Yeah, just walk away.
her
Just
dad's
leave her.
her dad's dead, and like oh man, I also found it kind of a little bit boring,
Yeah, she was, for
like
sure.
comparatively to other characters.
Oh yeah, it's not wrong.
Like other storylines I was pretty invested in. Maybe not so much the mum with the kid.
Yeah, the mom
But
was boring. The grandma's pretty boring.
oh, the old woman.
Yeah, the nurse was awesome.
I don't think I finished the old woman
Yeah,
story.
neither did I. But the
Yeah,
nurse was sick.
yeah, I finished the nurse. She was actually that was a good story. But anyway, Digimon. We got sidetracked.
Oh,
So yeah,
yes, back to the grindstone.
so the girl with long black hair, she looks like but that's just what I think. I think she's going to be that sort of stereotypical anime priestess character. I can't find a better way to describe it, but
Yeah, I get it.
she's very culturally Japanese, and she's very polite. I don't know. She's that's just what I can see from like the character and knowing about anime.
Yeah, the anime was pretty strong with that one.
Maybe she might be slightly mysterious, but she might not be. She could. They might sort of play it in reverse, like, oh, you've got your Japanese woman, but she's bad at cooking, like with Yukiko.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know what to expect. Maybe she's a stealth returning character. Maybe
I
that's
don't think
Ken.
that there's any other. Yeah,
Maybe there's three Kens, and it's a big time travel cloning arc.
maybe it's Shoyu Ken.
You're waiting for the Digimon show you can. I don't know. I can't make that one work.
Anyway, so and the other character is a boy that's talking with. He's got black hair. I thought he was Joe at first, but apparently he's not. And he's talking to a really like annoyed looking Taichi. Like Taichi just looking away, saying, "Oh, when can this guy go away?"
Are you sure it's not Joe?
Like I thought it wasn't until
What with
people.
the ending?
He doesn't have glasses though.
Maybe. Wait, no, it
Like
wouldn't have been Joe anyway. I was thinking busy for the ending.
he doesn't have glasses on, so he's. I don't think he's Joe. But I thought, like at a glance, I thought it was Joe. But then when I rewatched, I was like, oh no, he doesn't have glasses. But yeah, just Ty looks really like not pleased to be talking to this guy.
You're not a chosen child. I don't need to associate with your kind.
You can't really see much because it's like just the head, but he might be like the soccer. Because I'm assuming he still does
Is
soccer,
that Davis?
but maybe he's telling Ty off for not being good at like soccer or something. I know that's just what I'm guessing.
Ty's like, God damn it, I'm out of practice because I spent so long saving the universe.
Or maybe it's like his senpai because he looks taller than him. Like I think he's even taller than his hair. So yeah, he's about as tall as Ty's hair.
Ty's hair is very tall.
So those are the new characters. I have hopes for them. Like maybe the boy with the black hair isn't even a main character, but they didn't really focus on anyone else. I think there was also a guy on the train who was looking at his phone. So that might also be another character, but you only see them for like a second, so it might just be back. They might just be showing you a train.
Does seem entirely possible.
Yeah. So we have a new version of Butterfly. Pretty sweet. I think it's pretty cool because it's Butterfly. It's the first song, but it's like they've changed it a bit.
I actually do like that song a lot.
Yeah, it's a good song, and they chose to redo it. I think they're also redoing Braveheart for it, and it was shown at the Digimon Fest event.
Are they redoing the Digirap?
Maybe if they do an English version.
That would be the coolest.
Actually, I saw someone did a fan made English version of the first trailer,
Tryla.
and it was then they put it with the Digirap, and it actually sounded really good.
If
So,
they get MCP Pod back, is he old enough now to be MC Compost?
oh my gosh.
I went there. That implies that he's dead.
So we have some pretty cool things happen. I think we have Koshiro taking a selfie, maybe, or maybe he's just lifting up his phone. We have Mimi having a Monzaemon phone keychain, which I think is pretty cute.
Who made that?
Maybe she did.
That's possible, I guess.
Like that was when her best friend first evolved, like to an adult level. So she probably thinks that that's a big, important thing. Or maybe someone made it for her, or maybe she just found a yellow teddy keychain and said, "Hey, that looks like Monzaemon."
It painted its eyes red.
So there's also a book in, I think it's Taichi's room, that says One Vision, which is a song used in Digimon Season 3. So it's a nice little reference to another season. So that was pretty cool. So what do you think of the new character designs for the first uh, the first 8 Digidestin that we've seen.
They look fine. I mean, the primary thing I like about it is that you can like see the budget on the animation a lot stronger.
Hmm.
It just looks more detailed. Yeah, they've aged them up and everything, which is really nice because, you know, there's only so long you can spend staring at 10-year-olds before you get really bored. Uh, and that was, you know, perhaps episode 3.
Hmm.
No, but what I mean is, yeah, it's good to see them growing up, and I'm hoping that with them growing up, we can expect them to act more rationally, and you know you don't have to step in with that excuse, hey, but they're kids,
Yeah,
which we
presumably
find
they do
ourselves
act
doing
like.
a lot.
Yeah, presumably they will act like, Taichi's 17. Joe will be probably studying for med school, so maybe we won't see much of Joe because he might be busy. I
Yeah,
mean, I would like to see lots of Joe because I like Joe, but I think he would also say, even when he has to save the world, he'll be like, "No, guys, I really have to study."
but the series is long enough, from what I hear, that you should probably see him a good deal.
Yeah, but
Um,
like, I'm just going to expect that there's going to be a lot of arguments where Joe has to say, "Oh, I should save the world for my friends, but it's med school." I mean, presumably he's gone down that career path.
so this is what 6 or 7 years since the end of the original show.
Yeah, 2005. So 6 years since what we're watching now.
Okay, so it's been six. So it was 6 years in universe, 16 years out of universe.
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting. Uh, like it's weird that they didn't. I guess it makes sense for them not to make them like 30-year-olds,
Mm.
right? So you can still have a story that's reasonable
And
and
also,
still appeals to the audience in
yeah,
general.
I think that if like I believe that this season isn't for kids. I think it's for people who grew up with Digimon. But I
Hmm.
think at the same time, they don't want to completely kick out any of the young fan base who might be still interested. Any of the teenagers who watch it, they might feel a bit isolated if they suddenly all these 30-year-olds doing well. They wouldn't be 30. They'd be late 20s,
Yeah.
which is fine. But I just think that that would cut off a lot of like some viewers. They might not be able to associate as well with older characters. Also, like anime, they like the high school genre. They're going to go to high school. They're going to live their school student by day, digidestined by night.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just brought it up because it's interesting. It's a fairly long jump, but it's not as long as you'd think, considering the absence, which is very different from Dragon Ball Super, which just came out or just started, which is Dragon Ball Z's been done for like 15 years as well,
Hmm.
and they kick into Dragon Ball Super, and it's like 6 months later
Wow, yeah.
from the where it left off 15 years ago,
Mm.
and they're like that Boo guy. Oh, it was pretty tough 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm glad we're done with that.
But
Like.
also, yeah.
It'd be weird to like after 15-year absence to kick into this, and it's like, oh look, it's Ty's ninth birthday.
Yeah, I think that I do like their designs. Like you can see, like these characters are pretty obvious. The ones who look the most like different are Joe and Mimi, but you can still look at them and say, oh yeah, that's Joe and that's Mimi. Tekeru and Yamato look kind of a bit similar, but that makes sense because they're both
You're
teenage.
related.
Yeah, they're teenage brothers. Like when they were young and they had that height difference, you could really tell, the difference between the two. And but now it's sort of like Matt still has like slightly spiky hair, and TK's has neat hair.
I mean, you can see Matt's no personality from a distance.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'll get personality.
You say that, but that means that he doesn't get it in season one. It's plenty of
So,
time.
so what do you think of the Digimon designs?
I mean, they're the same.
Like Kuwagamon looks like pretty cool.
Look, it's better art, right? It's the same design, but that whole sequence where they're diving towards the camera is really nice, and it's got a good bit of energy to it. It's obvious. It's got more detail in the art, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um, the design didn't change though; they're the same, so I feel the same about them.
Like I think Agumon's head is a bit different, but
Oh,
besides, like he's got a skinnier neck and his head's pretty big, I think. But like it's not that much difference of a design.
they're going for slightly less cartoony in this season, clearly.
Yeah, and they're I think it's animated by Key Animation Studio,
I
and I
wish.
think they did Clanad, but I could be wrong.
Oh, joyous day, Clan Ad.
I'm so sorry you didn't like that.
It was, it was okay.
I guess everyone just overhyped it for you.
They overhyped it so hard.
So there's also talk of and by talk I mean argument about whether or not season 2 of Digimon is going to be retconned. So there's no like real true signs yet besides the fact we haven't seen any season 2 characters, and to be honest I don't really care if it's retconned or like I like season 2, don't get me wrong, but like I'm not particularly like I won't be heartbroken if it's retconned, but I'm not going to be sad to see it in there because I do like characters from it, and I if it is I hope they would explain some things about season 2, and that'd be cool.
You know, it'd be way worse
What?
if this movie retcons itself, like the first Pokemon movie did.
Oh, saying it's not straight up saying it's not canon.
No, where everyone gets mind wiped at the end.
Oh.
If it retcons itself.
Oh, that'd be really sad. What if they all their memories of ever being in the digital world are wiped?
No, no, well, you don't do that. But
Yeah,
it
I
is.
know. It's like the whole episode, like the whole thing of the what takes place in the movie being wiped. But I'm just thinking, like, what if they just? Oh, that'd be really sad if they just wiped all their memories about the digital world.
And they just become regular kids.
Yeah, and they don't really know each other that well. Also,
Right.
speaking of which, what if they're not like close friends anymore? Like in the trailer, we don't see any of them really interacting face on.
We see two of the Digimons interacting
Do we?
fairly closely. Yeah, the huge fight at the end. Wait, no. What? Is
Kawagamon and Greymon.
that Kawagamon? I thought it was Kabuto. Maybe I'm just
No,
stupid.
that's Kawagamon.
Oh, that explains so much.
Yeah, so we don't see any of besides the part where they all run like that they're all that they're falling towards the screen. But that's like that's just to show the characters, then the character designs. But I don't, so I'm, what if they're just not friends anymore? Like as I've said in our episodes, like they're not really friends to start with.
Yeah,
They're
but
pretty much forced to be together.
it seems unlikely that after all of that, especially with them being the only ones who know what actually happened, that they would
Yeah,
stop, being friends, or at least stop interacting.
yeah. But I don't know. It could be possible. Maybe they just stopped being friends. I don't know.
I don't know, I feel like you would have gotten a sense of distance and separation. Also, that poster you have on your wall, is that official?
Yeah, it's the
The bus one.
yeah, it's the tram one that they put up after rubbing their digi eggs.
There you go. I think that is enough evidence that they're probably not separated and distanced.
Yeah, but it could also just be them showing the characters and they want them to be close, like spatially wise. They want to be close.
I don't know, I don't get a sense that anything so extreme has happened.
Also, if it's official, who's taking the photo?
It's a painting.
The angry guy, the disgruntled person of indiscriminate gender on the train.
I will take your word for it.
So, does the trailer make you want to watch Try? Does it make you excited at all, or do you just make you kind of, oh, meh, it's just another anime, or does it make you interested?
Honestly, just on a quality level, I'm more interested in it than I am in anything else to do with this.
Mm.
Especially because it seems to take place primarily in the real world.
Yeah, well, that's what we've seen so far. Even the fight between Kawagamon and Greymon seems to be in the real world.
Yeah, and I find that a lot more interesting.
It might just be a big monster anime. There's nothing to say that besides the poster where they're at the trolley car in the digital world, and but that might not that might be promotional artwork, not actually what happens in the series. So what if they're just it takes place entirely in the real world and everything that happens is in the real world. So it's basically just big monster fights, and they sort of become sort of superheroes, and it becomes basically like I don't know a kaiju movie or something.
Well, aren't the monster fights in the real world any other time just completely invisible?
The ones we've seen. Oh, besides the one in the prequel, that just straight up happened.
But that was also kind of invisible.
It destroyed their town.
Yeah, I complained about this too, but you said that only the kids could see it.
No, I did I?
Yeah, that's why they became the Destined and everything. I
Oh
listened to
no,
you.
no, it was the only one. The people who saw it became the Digidestined, but the
So what you're telling me, like I asked months ago now, is that a huge Godzilla fight happens and no one noticed.
well, we do see other kids besides the ones that we see, like the ones who become the Digidestined.
How can
So
we see other kids besides the ones we see?
no, I mean like besides the ones that were in the season.
Do we?
Yeah, we see girl with glasses, who everyone like. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people seem to think the girl with the glasses in the prequel movie is actually girl with glasses under bridge.
Ah, Girl with Glasses Under Bridge, a classic character.
Yeah, well, the mystery chosen with the cat.
So they're not really chosen, they're just the observant children.
Yeah, so I think that they chose people who were watching it, but not everyone who was watching it was chosen, but everyone who was chosen was watching it. Yeah. So, do you think that this series is for people who grew up with adventure, or are they trying to go for a new audience? What do you think?
I would say that this is the most. I'd say this is almost exclusively for people who grew up with adventure because nothing about this trailer tells you anything about what the show is about or gives you any reason to watch it except for massive nostalgia value.
Mm,
Like, if you take this thing in a vacuum, it's all questions and no answers, and it doesn't care. It doesn't care that you're completely clueless what's going on. I'm like, it shows kids, shows kids, shows kids. What's these little monsters? No one knows.
mm.
It's all predicated on nostalgia, like completely, from what I can see anyway.
Yeah, like I also think that that it's for people who grew up, but I think that they're not going to, say no, you can't watch this if you've never seen Digimon before. Like I don't know, or people who are watching Adventure now and they're still kids, but they're watching it for the first time now, and they'll still watch it. That's why I think that they've set it in 2005 as opposed to 2015 or 2016 when they're old, like quite old. That's why I think that they've changed the age to teenager.
It's entirely possible. Although, also, it's possible that they don't want to have to write stories for, these kids. They don't want to go from 10 years old to, like, okay, here them going to work and paying taxes. And I think that's
Yeah.
why the high school superhero is so popular, because they don't have to do life stuff. And if they miss class, that's whatever.
Oh, but if Joe missed classes, he'll be like, "Oh, I missed class."
Yeah, that's how he goes.
I forgot to mention this when I was talking about season two potentially being retconned, but I'm going to put up a poll. Uh, I will try to put it up in the actual show notes for this episode, and it'll be what do you think? Do you think 02 is going to be canon or not? And if you want to elaborate on your answers, you can contact us like on Twitter and tell us. Like some people are saying it'll be canon, but there'll be background characters. That's why we haven't seen it yet, which is completely understandable. Or they can be completely retconned, or like it's canon and we're just seeing the first kids now, or movie two will be about them. Like some people seem to think that it's in an alternate universe, and each movie will take place in an alternate stage of events, like after something happens. But yeah, and I don't mind either way. Like I'm excited. I don't really mind one way or another.
You heard it hit first. May doesn't care about season two.
No, I do. I just
You heard it here first. Breaking news.
So at the Digimon Fest event, they also announced an Agumon app that kind of acts like Siri or Cortana or the Google one, the Android one. I want it to come here, but I don't think it will. But it'll be pretty cool because they'd have to change the voice actor, so it's not coming here. But it'd be nice if it did. If would you like an Agumon series?
I could do without it.
Would you prefer a Palmon?
I would prefer. Oh, I thought of this the other day. What was it? Oh, no, I got nothing. I would honestly don't use Siri that much. I
I
just
would
want,
if I had Siri.
I just want one that recognizes my voice better.
I think it's because like it says you're Australian, but like you have kind of an American accent for an Australian.
It is possible.
It's why my Xbox doesn't understand me because my accent's weird.
Your Xbox doesn't understand you because you don't try hard enough.
Well, it's like I said it to Australia, it doesn't understand me, and the only time it can sort of understand me if I said it to the UK one, even though I don't have an English accent either. Ugh. And there are also commercials for things already announced, like the Lynx mobile game, Digimon World Next Order, Zero Two Blu-ray, and the complete selection animation Digivice, which I really want really badly. It's really cool. So I think that's pretty much it, unless you have any thoughts about
No,
the
no,
the trailer.
I'm halfway through season one. I got nothing. I've said pretty much all I have to say, I think. Except that I can't believe there's drama about this.
Well, people just disagreeing about things. I mean, we've only seen a few minutes of footage,
Yeah, I guess
and the
having strong opinions that cause conflict about, an unclear text is pretty classic, you
like
know.
the first trailer was just like close-ups of their faces and the Digimon, and
Look,
like
they
we saw
exist.
the voice actors and like who's going to be voicing, and they're going to be different people, but they're people who have grown up with Digimon, so they're fans of Digimon, which I think is pretty cool. And the second one we saw like something to do with phones. Like I've heard this actual pretty decent theory that somebody has sent them an SMS because it's 2005, and that's what you do. And
No,
it
an
says
MMS.
meet here, and so they're all getting it. Mimi looks annoyed because she might have a date or something. 'Cause she looks quite pretty. She's not in a school uniform, or maybe she's meeting with friends. Somehow, disgruntled, gender non-specific person got an SMS as well for some reason. Like it was sent to the wrong person, maybe, and so that's why I don't know.
I'm gonna say that you've overthought this one just a little bit.
I don't know, but they all have their phones out, and it could also just be that they're showing, look at these phones from 2005 that they have.
These sweet Razor flip phones.
They don't have touchscreens. And Koshiro's taking a selfie. Or alternatively, he might not be taking a selfie. He might just be lifting up his phone because he's sending the message
How
and he wants to
many
get better
phones?
reception.
How many phones had cameras back then?
Yeah, they had cameras. They had
2005?
yeah, they just started having cameras.
Yeah, I don't think the phone selfie had been like popularized yet.
Yeah, but it just wasn't a front-facing camera; it was a back-facing one. I know because my friend in year six had one, and it was like the talk of the town,
The whole town.
the whole primary school. But yeah, so they're showing phones. I think that might be the reason for the phones. And like Tekeru seems like he's saying goodbye. I have to go somewhere. But yeah, it's just purely speculation at this point. I think we have 3 more V jump issues or 4 more, which hopefully will have some information.
V Jump?
It's like a magazine that has manga and stuff in it. They've serialized
Right.
Japanese like the Digimon manga before, and they have like sometimes Digimon related announcements. Like we saw our first look at Agumon and Gabumon from Try in that,
Gabe and Eggman.
and Agumon, Digmon. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Uh, Same as always, if you want to contact us, we're lostintranslationmon@gmail.com, and we're Lost in Translation on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook with the Will. We're on SoundCloud, so you can send us a message or you can comment on any of the episodes. You can tell us what you think about Try, like what are your speculations, and you can review us on iTunes and Stitcher. That'd be pretty cool. Give us those beautiful 5 stars. Make me happy. Bye bye.
Bye.